Hello, everybody in the music community. This is Michael Soldier 777 coming at you here. I wanna talk about a video where if you can warp back in time and look at or be a spectator or be a character directly involved with the events happened in the Bible many years ago. And I want to reference certain albums that discuss this. So, and the first one I want to talk about is David and Goliath. So here we have two songs of reference: Petra, No Doubt, Heart of a Hero, and Reign of Glory, Slingshot of Faith. There you have it. And the whole album cover and the presentation of this album, Slingshot, talks about the weapon used to kill Goliath, as you may know. And the artwork show does it well. And this is found in Samuel, 1 Samuel 17, the entire chapter basically. And I reference verse 26. And I thought it was kind of neat when I read it. So, then David spoke to me and stood by him, saying, What shall we done for the man who kills the Philistine, who takes away the reproach for Israel? And it's kind of a cool line. I like this line. And David's basically saying, who is this uncircumcised Philistine who should defy the armies of the living God? So basically, David had courage. He didn't care about the size of the giant or what kind of threats he's making. He's basically saying, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? It's almost like David's basically saying, who's this lowlife who defined the armies of the living God? That's what David's basically saying. So what the takeaway from this is that have courage to face the giants, and have the courage. There you have it. Next up we have number 2, Daniel Band, Walk on the Water. Here's Daniel Band, Walk on the Water. There you have it, from this album, Run from Darkness. And basically from Matthew 14, 22, 23. As we all know the story. Peter walked on water for a while, saw Jesus walk on the water, and he fell because he took his eyes off Jesus. He was looking at the storm and the water. And Jesus told him to get back up again, and he walked on water a bit more. Basically what I get from this is that don't lose your focus on Jesus. Keep your eyes focused on Christ, and don't let your eyes off him. Even though you may see storms of life and you're getting bogged down with life, focus on him and keep him front most in your mind. There you have it. All right, that's those two done. Next up we have Matthew 27, 28, crucifixion and resurrection and torture of Christ. So here we have Stryper Fallen with Yahweh. It's probably my second favorite Stryper song. Then we have, you all know this one, Bloodgood, Crucified Messiah, the 8th and 9th track on the album. There you have it. And as we know, the story didn't end with the death of Christ. It ended with the resurrection. That's the key point that makes Christianity true, is the resurrection. Just as Christ said, I will die and I'll be raised up. He actually did what he said. So it didn't end with death. It ended with resurrection, with life. There you have it. Keep that in mind. Next up we have number 4. We have Jerusalem, Those Were Days. So this is from the album Those Were Days, the title track. There you have it. And I want to read you a couple verses oh, did I give you a reference for Daniel Band? So Daniel Band is taken from Matthew 14, 22, 23. And okay, as you know, Reign of Glory slinks about David and Goliath is 1 Samuel 17. And there you have it. And this one's taken from Acts chapter 2. So basically, I'm going to read just a couple verses. So basically it says, when Peter, John, and Andrew, Mary, Matthew, and the others were gathered for a prayer, 120 altogether, those were days. And if you go down further, tongues of fire had them changed. The whole city was amazed. Every sign of fear was gone, and they took to the streets. Those were days. Those were days. So that's basically about the day of Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit came down and empowered the believers at that time. And it was around 120. And that's taken from Acts 20. And the catchword for this is power. How the Holy Spirit empowers us to go out and witness to others, and to do the great commission, to make disciples. There you have it. So and the people spoke in tongues of other languages in the world at that time. They spoke in tongues. There you have it. All right. Next up we have number 4. My 4th point. Actually, that was number 4. Sorry. Number 5. Petra, let everything that has breath. which is from the album More Power to You. And one reference about this one is about Paul and Silas in Acts chapter 16. So that one there about Jerusalem was in Acts chapter 2, and this one's in Acts chapter 16 to 34. And basically about how God's got your back is what I get from this one. So, living yet have breath. Let me read a verse from this one. So, Paul and Silas were thrown in jail for preaching the gospel of Christ. Thrown in chains to praise name, sing songs in the night. Just when the earthquake shook the place and the chains the doors were loosened, the jailer ran scared to death, and there he found salvation. So, as you may know, just as the soldiers guarded the stone that Jesus grave when he was in the grave, and just as the jailer had Paul and Silas was guarding Paul and Silas, as we know back then during the Roman Empire, if you had derelict of duties or wasn't able to perform your duties, you would be in prison or put to death. And the jailer was scared he was going to kill himself. But that day, the jailer found salvation. Basically, he was one of the first early Christians that was a non-Jew or Gentile to receive Christ, and that was taken from Acts 16:34. And just as when Jesus walked on the water and the ground shook, in this case, in the jail that Paul sells in, God controls the elements. He controls nature. Also, God's got your back. That's what we take from this one. God's got your back. No matter how much circumstance seems impossible, He's got your back. I also want to point the fact that when you face insurmountable odds, He's got your back. And as you may know, Paul and Silas did know what would face them if they'd be in prison for longer or put to death. But they were singing praises, and those praises caused things to shake up. There you have it, folks. That's my. If we can go back in time and see those events, we don't have to, because we have the same benefits that those early believers back then did, and disciples. We have the same power today and the same empowerment to do things as they did. Hope they encourage you guys. Have a great day. All the best. Bye now.